Yeah, my name is Tony Assali. I live in Fountain Valley here, and my age is 71. I go and do marketing for my escrow company. I go visit real estate agent, loan officers, mortgage broker. I bring them some sweets. I take some of them to lunch, and it makes the day very exciting and happy. So I do that almost 7 days a week. See, I like to sell and I like people, and that's all I know how to do. That's why I wrote my book and called it Catch the White Tiger. It's a hidden opportunity that people don't see or recognize. I do see it and get it and take it to the highest level possible that's never been taken before. When I came in, the civil war just started in Lebanon. Really heavy now at that time. Man, guns, tanks, whoosh. I mean, it's crazy. I'm looking, I can't believe my eyes that it's happening in my country. My dad freaked out. Got me a visa on the airplane. I was so fast, I went $28. Landed in Boston. I'm on my own. I was 16. And I got myself a job because I needed badly. When I was selling wine in 1970, I ran out of wine. And it takes about 4 months to get the reorder because the state of New Hampshire controls all the liquor. So right away, I did not want to be 4 months without a job. So there was this coffee cart sitting at the end of the dining room. Nobody wheeled it, nobody moved it. It's green with a big coffee urn. I asked the manager if he give me a bottle of whiskey. I said, if you give me a bottle of whiskey in a shot glass, I'll sell it for $5, and I give you $3, and I take 2. He screamed at me, man, how much you can sell it for $5? Because for 2, they're not selling nothing. I said, well, sir, how many are you selling for 2? So, okay. Every time I wheeled that cart to the table, I was selling 70, 80 cups a night. Before, they were selling 1 cup, just coffee and whipped cream. With liquor, I was selling 70, 80 of them. I want to show you something, may I?
Yeah.
When I was making the Irish coffee, after 1 month, a photographer was following me every time I wheeled that cart to the table and was taking my picture. I thought that was the immigration. I was getting scared because I'm selling liquor, I'm 17. Months later, my friend, the waiter, ran to me and said, did you see the Sheraton flyer? I said, what flyer? He said, you are in it. I said, what do you mean I'm in it? He said, yes, you're on the Sheraton flyer, went all over the world. And if I didn't, that's the only thing I saved in 50 years, nobody will believe me. For a 17-year-old kid that been in America for 3 months, to get on the Sheraton flyer went all over the world. So that was a white tiger that I caught. I went to buy a suit, and the owner of the store offered me a job. So I wanted to change the layaway to credit. At that time, there was no credit, there was no TransUnion, no Equifax, none of that. So I connected with the Portuguese people that they were in Cambridge, Massachusetts. There was a lot of them. And Portuguese people are very religious people, and they like to go to church every Sunday, and they like to wear suits. But they don't make much money at that time. So I take 50% down and have them come and pay me every Friday $10. But I gave them the merchandise. And one day I heard one of the leaders take care of them. He said, we're gonna close St. Anthony Church because we don't have money to fix it. The roof is leaking, the window, the rock, the this. And when I bought that was a white tiger. So I came to him, I said, where is that church? He said, you go right, left up there in Cambridge. I said, watch the store, I'll be right back. And I went to the pastor. I said, hi, I'm Tony from Salinger. Oh, my son, I can't thank you enough. You take care of my people, you give them the merchandise, and you help them, you let them pay you $10 a week and all that. I said, but I got some better. Do you have the address of all the parishioners here? He said, yes. I said, get your pen and let me tell you what we're gonna do. It was in January. Easter was in April, so I have from January to end of March. I said, from January to the end of March, everybody that come with this letter that you're gonna write, I give him 10% discount, and that discount I wanna give it to you towards the church to refix that church. But 2 weeks, I'm driving to work at 9 a.m. in the morning. I saw the biggest line, like the movie theater. I did not know where that line ends. So I kept going. It ends on my door to my store. Everybody got that letter coming to get that 10% discount to fix the church. So I made enough money and I fixed that church. I got the biggest letter from the cardinal in Rome thanking me and blessing me. So there was another white tiger that I caught in 1980. A friend of us, after church, we went to the basement to have coffee with the parishioners to talk. He came down, he was very angry. He said, "It's really sad, you go to the supermarket, you find Chinese food, Mexican food, Japanese food, the French croissant, but there is no Mediterranean food." On Monday, I gave my notice for $150,000 a year job selling clothes. And I went to the printer, I ordered 3 labels, the hummus tahini dip, the tabbouleh salad, and the baba ganoush, the eggplant dip. Everybody was mad at me. Why did I leave that job to go make hummus that people can't even pronounce? I want to give the American people good item, protein, no junk. And the garbanzo bean in my country, Lebanon, replaces meat sometimes. If you run out of meat and you don't have money to buy meat, because we're not a very rich country, we eat garbanzo beans and that replaces that. That gives us the energy and the protein to replace the meat or the chicken or the seafood. And it goes with everything. You put it on pita bread, you put it on sandwich, you take it everywhere. And it's funny when I'm in the supermarket giving samples on the weekend, I never forget this. This gentleman, tall, like 6'5", with a cowboy hat, came in like this, looking at it. He said, "Sonny, how come your yogurt is yellow?" I said, "Well, if you think my yogurt is yellow, let me tell you about my tahini." He never heard that word before. I sold him 2 containers. And I started making it in my home with a $30 La Machine. 6 months, we made our first million. I introduced the hummus to the American public in 1980. Now I'm so happy and thankful that it's a household name now, and I'm so proud that people are eating protein and good, clean food for change. I had a friend that is a banker, and he gave me commercial leads to do escrow for him. Every time we close a deal for him, I take him to lunch to thank him and appreciate his business. And every time we eat in lunch, I tell him a story about my life when I was a kid, how I made the hummus, I made the Irish coffee. So he said, "Tony, if God forbid you died and all the story will die with you, why don't you write a book?" And boom, I got that. So I called this ghostwriter that I know in my networking group, and he came in here and it was coming to my house 3 times a week. I tell him my story and he types it on his laptop, and that's how I wrote the book. When I wrote the book and published in 2018, my friend, the commercial lender, the banker that was giving me business, he said, "I need to buy an extra book." But I did not know what he's gonna do with it. I said, "No problem, but you don't need to pay." He said, "No, that one I have to pay." I said, "Okay." Months later, I got a phone call from him. He said, "I'm coming to your office. I'm gonna park my car at 11 o'clock, and me and you are gonna drive to Beverly Hills, and I want you to meet somebody." I said, "No problem." So he came in, we drove there, and what a beautiful place this is. I've never been. Oh my God, I mean, talk about movie stars, all of them were there and stuff, right? And then I see this young man coming towards me with a box. He came in and said, "Cigar?" I said, "Sure, thank you very much." I took one, and then older gentleman following him, and he said, "Oh, that's my dad, he's coming." So he came in and said, "Tony, I'm so proud of you." And I was just like, I never met the guy before, and he came and said, "I'm proud of you." I said, "Well, thank you." He said, "Look at me, Tony. Look at my face." I'm just like, what's going on here, right? I said, well, what is my nationality? Honestly, American? And then he said, yes, but originally I'm Portuguese. I can't thank you enough, because the book that my friend bought, he gave it to him. So he read about what I did to the Portuguese community and rebuilt the church 50 years ago. So he said, I liked your book so much and I thank you. I want to make a documentary for your book for you. That's how. When you do something good, the bottom line, when you do something good, God gives it back to you. So when I helped the church, he sent me a director and he did my movie. I never, in my wildest dream, think they're gonna make a movie out of my book and me, right? That was so exciting. And now it's out. I was my only publisher. I'm a public speaker too. I make appointment with the Chamber of Commerce in every city and I go speak about the book, and I sold tons of books. Everybody that bought the book, they call me and they want to order some more to give it to their nephews, to the kids, to their cousin, because it motivates them and keeps them positive, and the most important thing, it makes them believe in themselves more than they do and stop being timid and realize that the American dream does exist. I wanted to help the millennial, the young generation. I want to help them to believe in themselves and silence the inner critics and listen to the creative side, and don't be afraid to move on. If you see an opportunity, catch it, and don't be afraid. Believe in yourself and go do it, and realize the American dream is the best thing in the world. It happened to me. I came to America 17 years old with $28 in my pocket, did not know anybody. Thanks to the American dream, I made it, and I made it big. That's how it is.